Good morning, students. Today we are going to start a new chapter, that is tribal societies and colonial state. Now, in this let us see the chapter at the glance what we are going to study about in this chapter. First, we are going to study about the tribal societies and the colonial sites. In this, we are going to study about tribal lifestyle in the 19th century, impact of colonial rule on the tribal life, and tribal response to colonial rule. Now, let us begin the chapter. Forests are vast repositories of natural resources. They also offer shelter to many people whom we call Adivasis or tribals. Several tribal communities have been living in forests for thousands of years, like the Great Andamans of the Andaman and Nicobar Islands. So, forest is said to be one of the great storing place for the natural resources. Further, the forest also gives shelter to the people whom we call as Adivasi or the tribals. Further, there are the several communities which live in the forest. One of the 1,000-year-old like civilization or the tribe is Great Andamans that reside in Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Now, tribal communities form a substantial part of the Indian population. They represent a wide range of people, some of whom are well integrated into the Indian mainstream and others who continue to live as they did years ago. They follow a range of customs, ritual, and socio-economic practices. Members of these tribes usually follow common rituals and belief systems. A common world view and languages bind them together. So the tribal communities are form the substantial part of the Indian population. Further, they represent a wide range of people, some of whom are well integrated in the mainstream. Means some of these tribal people are well integrated, means well mixed with the mainstream, while other they still live like they lived years ago. Now, they follow the range of customs or the ritual and the socio-economic practices. Further, the member of the tribe usually follow the common rituals and belief system. A common world view and language bind these tribal peoples together. Further, now tribal lifestyle in 19th century. So, in 19th century, tribal groups who lived in numerous isolated packets across the Indian subcontinent adopted different strategies of subsistence. They enjoyed customary rights over forest products on which they depended, while some lived in forest as hunter-gatherers or pastoralists. Others became agricultural laborers and settled agriculturists. So in 19th century, the tribal people lived in isolated packs all over across the Indian subcontinent. Means they lived in a different places in a small pocket or in a small group. They adopted different strategies of life such as subsistence. Further, they enjoyed customary right over the forest product. Means they had the custom right over the forest product on which they depended, while some other lived in the forest as hunters and gatherers, or for pastoralists. Other became agricultural laborers and settled down. Now, hunter gatherers. Some tribes were nomadic hunters gatherers for whom the forest was indispensable for survival. Among the hunting gathering tribe, the Hondas of Odisha were the main population. So some tribes were there, those who were the hunters and the gatherers. So one of the such they were normally nomadic tribes. They normally hunted and gathered. So for the hunters and the gatherers, the forest was indispensable for their survival. Among the hunters and gatherers tribe, the Khonds of Odisha were the most populous. Means they were highly populated. Among the tribes means they had a very high population in the tribal community. Further, they assessed the forest to hunt meat, collect fruit and roots. Further, these tribes they usually assess the forest mainly for hunting meat and collecting fruits and roots. Further, they extracted cooking oil from the seed of sal tree, ate the mahua flower or used it to make alcohol, and also supplied kusum and palas flower to weavers to color clothes. Further, the other work of these hunters and the gatherer was they extracted oil from the seeds of the sal tree. They ate the mahua flower and they even used these mahua flowers to make alcohols, and they also supplied the kusum and palas flowers to the weavers to color the clothes. Further, forest shrubs and herbs were used for medicinal purpose. Further, by these hunters and the gatherers, the herbs and shrubs of the forest were used for the medicinal purpose. They hunted and collected forest products in big groups. So these people they lived in a big group, and they even hunted and collected the forest product in a big group. Further, they exchanged these products for article of daily use from the settled communities living in their neighborhood. Further, what the hunters and the gatherers did, they used to exchange this product or article with the daily uses items from the communities that resided or that settled in their neighborhood. Now, the next group is of pastoralists. Now, tomorrow I will begin from the pastoralists. Thank you.